sunset in Belleville tonight. Ooh, look at that sun. So gorgeous over the river. Just a quiet evening over the bridge. I call this golden hour because the light is so nice and golden. Not a cloud in the sky. A lot of nice wind today over the bridge. Oh, we watch the sun go down. And the leaves change color. Now it is Tuesday, so Tuesday is when the old-fashioned cars drive around town. The classic cars, as they call them, classic cars. I haven't seen any yet, but there's always a chance they like to drive by here. Not much going on today. It's a nice lazy day over the river. We've had a little bit of rain, so the river's not so low, but you can see the bottom. Some days it's rushing water, but it's been a dry summer. Keep an eye out for any classic cars. Otherwise, we're just watching the nice sunset. This time of day is the perfect time to go and look at the changing leaves of fall. That's quite the traffic jam. We don't really see that very often. Bit of a parade. Maybe it's a bit too early for the classic cars to be out. Seems like the perfect time though. Nice sunset, drive around. I would say it's a bit too cold to put your top down though right now. It's not cold out, but the wind would definitely be giving you a run for your money. It's almost Halloween. All the decorations are out all over the place. Everyone's celebrating in good spirits. Yeah, it's just a lazy fall evening. Just looking out the window. Oh, those pigeons they're coming in for another swoop. It's nice when the most exciting thing going on is a swoop of pigeons. Let's see the sun going down over here. A historical building across the street. Not the low one, the high one next to it. The low one is not quite as cool. That used to be, well, it used to be many things. A tattoo parlor, a sex shop for a while there. I don't know what it is now. It just looks like it's closed down. Well, sometimes I hear dogs barking from inside, so you don't want to go in there. It's protected. Who knows what it could be? But the building right next to it, the taller one, that used to be a laundry place. You can almost see the red brick on the side there. Years and years and years ago, back in the end of the 1890s or so, it was a laundry place. Hello, Rumpelstiltskin. I'm not doing much. I'm looking out the window. I'm seeing if I can see any classic cars. Because it's classic car day in Belleville. So far, not so much. That is a river. That's a river and a bridge going over it. The bridge was built in, well, this one with the arches there, that was built in, I believe, 1940. There was an older bridge before that, but it didn't have the nice arches and was just a wooden bridge for, yeah, there's a classic car parade every Tuesday downtown here in Belleville, Ontario. Hey, Ankle Leg on 18. It does look nice. It's not too cold out either. It's a beautiful time of day. But we're just seeing if we can see any classic cars. Otherwise, we're just looking at the view, enjoying a really nice, relaxing evening. Everybody's driving home, maybe in their classic car, maybe not. In the summer, there's so many classic cars, and you know, it's kind of at the end of the season now, but there's no snow, so there might be some people who haven't put their cars away yet. And they can be anything from any era. So they usually drive around town, soaking up the sun. You got it. It's nice and warm in the sun. And this is the perfect time of day to enjoy the fall colors because you can see the trees lighting up. And the river is just so nice. They used to have logging mills up and down this river back in the 1860s. And this was a bustling railroad town right here. So we're up on Front Street. So Front Street used to be the main, well, it kind of still is the main drag. Could argue that Pinnacle Street is a bit more of the main drag, but back before they invented sidewalks, Front Street was from here to the docks. They would have industry all the way up and down the Front Street here. So this here bridge was a main thoroughfare from up where they would drop off goods to the railroad and bring it all the way to the docks so that it could go further off to Montreal or whatever. Hi, Ankle Aegon. Hi. What's up? Yeah, you're right, Zarumpelstiltskin. You are correct in your reckoning. They did use this river because the river was, oh my God, it was the hub of industry back then. I believe Belleville became an official town in 1816, if I remember properly. And it had a foundry along this river. It had a a whiskey distillery along this river. And of course, the logs were run down this river. The logs went down to the logging area, which was a little further down. It was closer to the bay opening. And that's where they would prepare the lumber and then, I guess, put them on ships or mill them and prepare them and then either ship them out on ships, literally, or they would put them on the railroad train tracks and send them out to different parts of like Toronto or wherever they needed them. Oh yeah, there was a big whiskey distillery. Can't remember the name. What was it called? Wasn't Harm Walkers. That's down in Windsor. Hello, my friend. Good morning here in the Philippines. Good morning in the Philippines. Welcome to the evening here in Canada. The beautiful golden hour in Canada, where we're just talking a little bit of history because we're looking out over the historical bridge. This bridge is called Upper Bridge because there is a bridge that is its sister and twin just down the street, and it's called the Lower Bridge. So we're in the upper side of the downtown, which is very small. You can walk all the way to the other side of downtown in maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 if you bump into some friends. But what is the name of the distillery? You know, I'll have to report back because it's escaping my mind right now. I can see it in my mind. I look at the historical documents and the historical pictures, and it's really quite interesting. This is called Belleville, Ontario, and I used to write a historical blog for the area. So I know a few things. If I can remember them off the top of my head, I do my best to try and be accurate. But so I spent a lot of time in the historical documents reading about what was around and what everything was doing and what everybody was doing. But this was a very big hub of activity. And there was a huge logging boom. So it was a very prosperous town for some time. And then the bottom fell out of the logging boom around, I would say, 1890. So it was very small and established in 1816. If you look over here, just to the left, right here, you can't really see it, but that used to be a laundry place, and right next to it on the left, further out of frame, is the first city hall, and also it was the fire station at the same time, because there wasn't a lot of buildings. There wasn't a lot of buildings. H. Corby, you got it. You got it. Where are you guys from? Where are you hailing from? Where are you hailing from? So I'm in a historical building right now. We're looking out over India. Very cool. What part? It's a big place. But yeah, it's interesting. Canada, you know, has a interesting history, and some of it isn't very old. So we, I think, are very fascinated by some historical things that seem very short to other people, but to us, we're like, 200 years, that's amazing. And of course, the Native Canadians in the area have history that goes on thousands and thousands of years. So, you know, that's always valuable and interesting to learn about as well. But I only know so much about Belleville, and it was only established a couple hundred years ago. So I'm relatively new compared to other histories of other places. Like Bangalore City, I'm sure, has a very thousands of year history compared to Belleville, Ontario, not such a long history. The Silicon Valley of India, very interesting. Very interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you for that information. So yeah, Belleville's had its ups and downs. It was definitely an interesting place in the late 1900s. And it continues to be an interesting little Canadian city. It's got its challenges, as any city does, but it's got its advantages as well. Like the small town beauty. But it looks like the classic car parade is not really happening so much today. That's okay. We can just look at the regular cars. Well, we look at the beautiful sunset and talk about the industry of Canada, the rise and fall of jobs, the barons who took over and controlled most of the industry, and then everyone who worked for them. You know, it was an interesting time. Canada had a lot of a lot of resources, and they really, yeah, I am, thank you for asking, Rumpelstiltskin. I am not an official historian. I didn't go to school for it, but I do write about history in my blog. If you go to the Quinty West blog, you can check that out. I do have a few writing pieces in about Belleville, and it was very interesting. I could only write a little bit compared to how much I wanted to write about. So I'm not an official historian, I'm a amateur historian. But I am a writer, I do a lot of writing. I do a lot of writing for my marketing company, Culture Junkie, culturejunkie.ca, so we do a lot of writing for that. And yeah, just interesting things that people might be interested in. I know, Canada is so huge. The northern parts are vast and expansive. You are correct. We mostly live down here at the bottom, near the south end of Canada. Ooh, that's a cute little car. Where it's warmer and there's more infrastructure. Infrastructure is very important. It's tough when you have no roads. But yeah, Canada is not very populated compared to many other countries. So, but yeah, check out Bay of Quinty. That's where some of my blogs are online. And culturejunkie.ca. You can read a bunch of blogs on there, but there's less about history on there, more about marketing. Oh, sounds like Keith, my husband is home. Welcome home, husband.
I see. Is that where you've been?
Yeah, I've been in, looking out the window, enjoying the view.
I joined your stream.
Oh, I saw that. I said hello. Anyway, we're gonna set up to do another live stream right now, so I'm gonna go help my husband set up. As Rumpelstiltskin says, hi Keith. He's in the other room now, grabbing some cameras and stuff. So we're gonna record some videos about the World Series. So we've been getting in touch with people and sharing our thoughts and fan expectations, hopes and dreams of the Blue Jays versus the Dodgers right now. And Keith's gonna set up a camera, and he's very good at sports. He's very knowledgeable. He knows all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna go help him set up so he can record some of his thoughts and share it with all of you. So please, yes, baseball, it's happening. This is we'll see tonight. We'll find out what's gonna happen tonight. But yes, thank you for joining me, and stay tuned for our thoughts on baseball. If you want to check it out, join the channel, subscribe, and you will find out our thoughts about baseball. All right, have a great night. Bye.